Welcome to another episode of the Donta Show Network, Story Times, where I tell prison stories, hood stories, and supernatural stories.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
So, who are you?
My name is Mark. I'm the guy from the documentary Turned Out Sexual Assault Behind Bars.
Okay, so for those that don't know you or just now know who you are, we did a video on the Donta Show Network, and a lot of people was just now tuning in to know who you are and see what your story is. So, my first question is this: are you gay?
No, sir, I am not.
Okay. Take us to the day or when that camera crew approached you to do that documentary. Like, take us to the day. Like, what was you doing before they came to you? Like, what was going on that day?
That day was a usual day in prison, Dante. I was on the weight pile lifting weights.
Okay.
And when I was called up to the warden's office to be informed that they were coming, I said, well, I'm hot and sweaty. Permission to go take a shower. I was granted the permission because I wanted, I didn't want to go around the people all sweaty and dirty. So I went and showered, and they came and they talked to me, and they kind of like told me what they wanted and what they were looking for, and that was basically about it.
So why did they? So I'm just going to throw a number out there, and I might be wrong, I might be off. So was it like 1,000 inmates in this prison? 5,000? About how many inmates was in this
Uh,
prison?
I think it was 12 or 1,300. Yeah.
Why out of 12 and 1,300 inmates did they choose you?
They didn't choose me per se. I was kind of volunteered, and then I was kind of asked did I want to do it. And at that time I had went up for parole like I think 4 or 5 times, and I was denied. And my friends who introduced me to these people were like, look, they said that they would go to the parole board, they would write a letter to the parole board saying that you helped them out with a documentary about prison life, and in hope for some type of time cut or some relief on my sentence. So when he told me that, my flares went off because I wanted to be out of prison, and I agreed to it. That's how it went.
Okay. So when they approached you, who approached you and when?
I can't remember what day it was, but it was in 2001. I know that I remember the year specifically. The producer was the first one approached me. His name was Jonathan Paul Schwartz, and
Okay.
the rest of his crew. You know,
So what was they spill like when they approached you? What did they say to you?
they made it seem like it was going to be educational. It was going to be aired on nothing but the what is that public broadcast station, the PBS station. That's
Okay.
the only station they told me it was going to be aired on, and it was for the sole purpose of educating people about prison and in hopes to deter youngsters from making bad choices that will cause them to go to prison. That's what I was told, but it turned out not to be that way.
Okay. How old were you at this time?
Woo, this was what, 96, 97. I'm 50, 74, 84, like 20 years old.
20?
Yes, sir. 20.
Okay, let me ask you this. Was this your first bid?
Yes, I only been to prison one time. Yeah.
Okay, let the audience know what did you go to prison for?
I went to prison for first degree assault.
Okay, could you explain in detail
Uh
without putting the victim name in there?
I wouldn't dare do that. But I he was a guy that moved to Mobile, Alabama from Cleveland, Ohio. He had a little bad reputation, and um my daughter's mother, who was at that time, she was pregnant with my daughter. She was attending a high school in Pritchard, Alabama called Blunt High School. This
Okay.
guy, for some reason, liked to bother her and pick on her. And so she had kind of complained to me about it a few times, and I just ignore him. But it got to the point where it became physical, where he was like pulling her hair and stuff like that.
We talking about your
So
baby mama?
yes, I only have one child. My daughter, she's 31 years old. I only have one daughter. And
Okay.
I'm talking about her mother. I'm not gonna put her name out, but um, so it became physical the way she was like, he pulled my hair, he pulled my ponytail. I'm like, what? So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to him and I'm gonna talk to him. When I go to him, I go respect. I'm not a disrespectful person, Dante. I'm really
Okay.
not. And people can tell you that, people that really know me. Okay, so I go to the guy and I say, hey man, and I try to be just as nice as and respectful as I can. And he basically tells me, F you. Get out my face. I ain't trying to hear nothing about no B. Don't come confront me about no, what I mean, no B. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Okay, so I blow it off that day. I blow it off. So in a place called Bessemer Projects in Pritchard, Alabama. This is where I used to hang out. This is where he used to hang out. So I'm not gonna lie. One day, you know what I'm saying, I already was going through something. I was upset. I was frustrated about some things. I can't honestly remember what because it's so long ago.
Okay.
And he seen me and he was drinking. So him and two other guys, and they still in Pritchard, so I'm not gonna call their names. They come over there, man, was small casual talk, okay. But the guy that I'm speaking of, who I assaulted, um, he just come out the blue, man. I don't really appreciate you coming and confronting me about no B. I say, hey, man, that's my child's mother, bro. That's the girl I'm currently in a relationship with. That's the girl I love and I was planning on marrying.
Yeah.
But it didn't go that way. So
So what happened? Like, what happened with the physical altercation?
okay, so one word led to another, and he walked up on me. He said, "You little,"
Right.
I can't say that, but
Yeah.
punk with okay. And he put his finger in my face. He said, "The next time you say anything to me about that B, I'm on." Okay. He's standing there with his two friends. So I ain't gonna lie. I probably could have avoided the situation, but I was young, I was hot headed. I didn't like the way he was disrespecting me. I didn't like the way he was talking to me. So I pulled out my gun and I told him, man, you better bag up off me. He acted like he was not scared. Yeah, he was like, do it. You ain't gonna do nothing. You little punk, you little. So when
Yeah.
he started walking towards me, I shot.
Okay.
He ran. I took off behind him. He ran in a lady. He ran in a lady's screen door. 'Cause, in the projects they got those iron screen doors. He
Yeah.
pulled it, and I'm not gonna call her name, but if she ever sees this, she'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Her. And he ran in there, and she came to the door, and I'm like, "Open!" I'm pulling up. She said, "No, don't come here. My baby's in here. Don't come here." I said, "Well,
Yeah.
make him come outside then." And he would not come out. She said, "You just get away from my door, please. Don't come here. My children ain't here." I got love for all kids. I don't care what color, whatever.
Yeah.
Children are children, they're innocent. So I turned around and I walked off. Okay. I ended, make a long story short, I went to jail the next day.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
I lost my baby mama. I lost a lot from being incarcerated. So,
Okay. Who is JG?
JG was a friend of mine. I didn't know him on the street. I met him in prison. Um, JG, how can I put it without being disrespectful? Because he's no longer with us.
Well, let
He
me ask you this.
he
Let me ask you this.
passed.
How did y'all meet? How did you and JG meet in prison?
We met in prison through a mutual friend that was out, had got out, but knew both of us. And when he found out we were both in the same prison, he was like, "Hey, my friend," so that's how we met. And like I say, JG was from Florida,
Okay.
and he caught his case in Dothan, Alabama, which is, I think they say, Houston County. JG was a good dude, but JG had a very, very big problem of being a compulsive liar. And
Okay.
it
We
took
go.
it.
We gonna get to
Okay,
JG
okay,
in a minute.
okay.
Who is Mendy?
That's David Mendenhall.
Okay. For the people that don't know why I'm even bringing up who this person is, let the people know why I'm even bringing this person up.
Because evidently he took a part in the video. I didn't know because I was transferred. I got in some trouble and I got transferred to another prison called Easterland in Clio, Alabama. And that's where they came and did the second part of the documentary. So I never knew anything about David being in the video till I actually got out years and years later and I watched it and I'm like, what? So yeah.
So are you telling, just for the record, are you telling me and the audience that you never met Mendy?
No, I'm not saying I never met him. I'm saying I didn't know that he was taking part in the documentary.
Okay, so is any of the things that he was saying, was there any truth to any of that of what he was saying? And for the audience that don't know what he was saying, could you say what he was saying for the record?
I know exactly what he said because I've watched that documentary over and over and over because I couldn't believe it. He said we ate together, we got high together, we had sex together, we
Yeah.
fought together. Okay, truth being, we did get drunk together because we made whiskey and we sold whiskey. But every time we made whiskey, yeah, we would sell predominantly the majority of it. But hell, yeah, we're gonna have us a cup. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
far as getting high together, anybody that knows me in the prison system or out here on the street knows I don't get high. Period.
So
I
do
don't smoke
so
weed and I don't drink.
so for the
As far as
record,
out here,
you do know who he is, right?
yes, I know him very well.
So let me ask you this. So are you in it? Were you in a gang back then?
Yes.
Okay. We're not going to say the name of the organization, but the audience already put it out there. But
Okay.
to save face for the gang, I'm not going to mention their name. But was JG in that gang also?
Yes, but a different branch, a different family or circle or clique, whatever you want, however you want to put it. Yes.
Okay. Now correct me if I'm wrong. Was Mendy, and for the people that don't know, Mendy is a white homosexual. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, if with Mendy's story, was Mendy a part of your organization also?
No.
So Mendy,
That's no, that no,
okay. So
no.
when what is his real name again?
David Mendenhall Jr.
Okay, so with David, so he was never a part of no organization.
No. Man, listen, let me be honest with you, Dante. David was a good dude, man.
Okay,
He was really a good dude. He was a white guy, but he was not scary.
okay.
No matter what people say or think about him, and guys that were there will tell you, if you put your hand on him or if you threaten him or called him out for a fight, he was coming. And he might get beat up, but he was coming. He didn't disrespect anyone. He didn't bother anyone.
So how did y'all meet?
We met because we were at Limestone Prison on the chain gang.
Okay,
Okay,
and
and
what's the chain gang for the people that
at
don't
that
know?
time, the chain gang was a big dorm on the back side of the prison.
Okay,
And some people would have to go out on the squad in the chains and work, but then they had stopped that. But there was so many people already back there in the dorm that they had nowhere to move them, so they just left everybody back there in that dorm. Okay, so I'm back there, and every prison I went to, I always ran a store. And
okay.
for those who don't know what a prison store is, that's when you lend stuff out for interest on getting it paid back to you.
Yep.
Okay, so he would borrow a lot of stuff from me, and that's all it was. He
No.
would pay. He would pay me back on time. He would borrow until he got so far up in debt one time that he had a little problem. And I was like, okay, cool. I just keep knocking at it. Just keep working at it. Little
Now
by
wait a
little.
minute. Wait a minute. Now I know the audience gonna beat me over the head if I don't ask you this.
Go
Now
ahead.
they're gonna say, how did he pay that debt off?
Oh, washing my clothes, ironing clothes, washing shoes, or from other people that needed them washed, and they would pay me.
Okay.
They
Now
wouldn't pay. He would do the work, but I would get the payment, and I would, go and mark and knock it off of what he owed me.
they gonna ask.
Okay, that's
Did,
understandable.
did
They can, yeah, that's cool. And I would answer whatever questions are asked.
did any time did he pay you with sex?
No, no.
Okay. So okay, let me ask you this. Did you have any knowledge that this dude David, aka Mandy, was a homosexual?
Yes. And what he told me, and I'm not going to call the guy's name who forced him into that life. And this was the reason why he moved over to the chain gang dorm in order to get away from this guy. And I'm not going to call this guy's name, but he was a dangerous person from Birmingham, Alabama. He was known for stabbing and fighting. And that's how David got on the backside of the prison in the chain gang. He was over there by choice. He
Okay.
wasn't over there for disciplinary action or no other reason. He was over there because he had asked the administration to be placed over there because once you back there, the rest of the prison population, they have no access to you.
So now I don't know if this your first time hearing this,
Mm-hmm.
but did you and JG ever at any time approach anybody in the prison with knives to take their manhood?
Man, let me explain something to you. In the state of Alabama, in prison, man, you ain't got to take nothing from nobody.
Okay.
All them little dudes who got on that documentary and lied, bro, 90% of them were drug addicts. They would borrow up stuff from other guys and couldn't pay.
Uh-huh.
Or they were alcoholics and couldn't pay for it. Or they didn't have nobody sending them no money from home and they wanted to smoke cigarettes. They wanted to drink coffee. They wanted to eat snacks and they didn't have it. Man, you didn't have to pick up no knife and rape nobody in the state of Alabama.
So for the record, you said that did not happen.
Man, listen, you think I was trying to stay in prison? That's a life sentence.
But
I'm not a fool.
because my thing is this: why? Why would they say that you and JG did these things?
Because JG told them that we did these things.
Now,
And JG was a compulsive liar, and I don't know why he would want some type of what he thought he was gonna get glorified off of doing. Man, listen, man. Okay, Dante, I'm in Alabama. I don't
okay,
know where you at, but in Alabama, man, if you rape a white dude or a white woman in prison or not in prison, man, do you know what they're gonna do to you down here? Come on, man. I mean, and I'm not being racist, and I hope no one takes offense to me saying that. This
uh-huh,
is still the South. The
okay,
South is going to be the South. The South is not never going to change. Yeah, some rules have bent and swayed a little bit, but at the end of the day,
uh-huh.
I know where I'm at, and I know, man. Come on, man.
Let me ask you this:
Man.
when okay, so the organization that you was a part of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know the organization.
Okay.
Now I'm familiar with how they work, and from my understanding, with that organization that you was a part of, if you are homosexual, they not going for that.
No organization in Alabama is going to go for that in prison. Not even the white guys who claim Aryan Nation or the Southern Brotherhood. They're not even going for it. No Crips, No Bloods, no Disciples, no Vice Lords, no SBs or ABs in the state of Alabama, because those are really the only gangs you have in the state of Alabama in the penitentiary. They're not going for it. Once they find out, you're going to get beat to sleep. They're going to burn whatever tattoo you have off of you, and you're going to be kicked out of the gang. You might even get extorted afterwards, but you definitely going to get beat up really bad, and they're going to burn the tattoo. They're going to take a grease can top, and they're going to put that fire up under it, and they're going to burn it off.
Let me ask you this. How did the gang feel about when that documentary came out? Was you still in prison when that came out?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I had never seen it. I don't think it didn't have access. Cause see, before I got it was no cell phones like that in prison.
Okay.
Now it's flooded with cell phones.
So what you think would have happened if they would have got a hold of that video and word would have went out like, yo, you heard what dude was doing?
I mean, I would have had to fight. I would have had to fight, and they would have tried to make me stop claiming. And I'm knowing me, I would have been like, nah, I ain't gonna stop claiming. I might stop claiming this particular set since y'all don't want me, but I'm not gonna stop claiming the family, and y'all just gonna have to kill me, or it is what it is.
Do you know Cartoon 53?
Yes, I know Cartoon 53 from LA, Crip, Avalon Gangster Crip, yeah.
Yeah. So did y'all do time together?
I think for a short period, right before, yeah, we did, but we wasn't in the camp with each other.
Hey, did you know that I do promotions now? I promote all social media channels such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I promote it. Also, I promote products and businesses also. So if you need promo, get in contact with me. All right, y'all, it's the fall season. Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I got hoodies for you. I got shirts for you. I even got coffee mugs for you. Y'all see that hat? Y'all see that pillow? Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I have the link pinned at the top of the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click this video. Until next time.